Hey everyone, it's Christian. I'm back with another palm review, and this time I'm going to be doing Livistona australis, kind of commonly known as the Australian fan palm. There's probably another common name for it that's better known, but I usually know palms by their scientific name. It's better to know them that way because you won't get confused, as in there might be a number of palms called, say, the oil palm, another number of species, but there's only going to be one palm that's going to be called Livistona australis, so you can know for sure that if you're talking with someone, you're talking about the same species. So this palm, as you can imagine, comes from Australia. I believe it's from in northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. Kind of crosses that border, kind of inland a little bit. It's on the eastern side of the country, or the continent for that matter. And it is, as you can see here, it is being used as sort of a cover for shade. And it does really well for that matter because it is a very fast-growing palm, and these are probably less than 10 years old total from seed. So if you want a nice fast-growing palm that can give you that shade, that canopy, this is a great choice. It's also relatively cold hardy. They can take about 20 degrees Fahrenheit or about negative 6 or 7 Celsius. Below that, they'll probably start to burn a little bit, but that's quite a cold hardy plant that grows really fast. Most palms in that area do not grow this fast, and that's what's great about these Australian Livistonas, is that they're very fast growers, pretty easy. They've actually, a number of these species have been replacing palmettos in some of the medians in Florida because palmettos grow so slowly, and these are just easier to plant and just kind of let go. So that really helps out with creating canopy on these medians, where you see a lot of these roads in Florida that have been clear cut and they replanted. Even though it isn't native, it is a good choice for getting canopy, because that seems to be a problem especially in new construction areas of Florida, that they just clear cut everything, and it's unfortunate. But with that said, this palm is going to have an armed petiole, as you can see here. It is pretty gnarly, but it's not that prominent. Just don't get real close. That arming will cut you up pretty badly if you get close enough. It does have some thatch webbing here on the petiole. You can see the petiole is not split like it is on Sabals or Bismarcky is, like you can see right here. You can see at the base of the petiole it splits. Sabals and Bismarcky is, Thrinax, those genera will do it. Livistonas will not. And it has a pretty thick trunk too, comparative to a couple other Livistonas. So in time, as you can see, this one's a little bit older. You can see it keeps its old leaf bases, and the old petioles. These do need to be trimmed. They will have the frond is very close, and this is why it's used so much. It's very close to a palmetto frond, where it's costa palmate, where there's a little fold there in the middle, and the splitting is almost exactly where a palmetto would be, with a little bit of drooping here. And in fact, it looks a lot like a palmetto from afar. The palmettos, like I said, going to have that split leaf base, and it's going to be a lighter gray. This is a little more of a darker brownish color. So with that said, you can see it holds a ton of fronds. It'll probably hold even more. This has been trimmed back a bit just so you can walk through, and nicely so, because otherwise you could get nicked in the jugular. You don't want that. The seed of this palm is pretty, let me get over here so the glare isn't so bad. The seed of this palm is really easy to grow. Almost all Livistonas have a straight round seed about the size of a pea to the size of a marble. You would literally just put them in some nice organic soil with a lot of heat. I know I've been saying this a lot, but just the reviews I've been doing on a lot of these palms have just been relatively straightforward and easy. And I want to, help people find those easier to grow palms that you're not going to find at Home Depot or Lowe's. So, like I said, it's a fast grower. Most of these palms are probably between 8 and 10 years old, and it's going to be closely related to a couple other species such as Decora and Cerberus. These really fast-growing eastern Australian species that really do well here in Florida, especially in central and northern Florida. This will grow in Jacksonville. It'll grow probably in Gainesville, definitely in Orlando, Daytona Beach, and anywhere south. And they don't mind a tropical climate as well. If you want to grow this in tropical America or tropical Asia, it'll do just fine there too, but does great in the subtropics. It grows just as fast. So with that said, I'm going to give this palm a score of about, let's give it a 7.5 out of a 10. It has all the traits of being fast, cold hardy, easy to grow. It doesn't have the beauty of some of the pinnate palms. Again, this is a personal opinion. That some of the palmate palms that are very nice and very colorful, it doesn't have that about it, but it does give a nice substitute for a palmetto if you want to plant something like a palmetto in its way, but you want a faster result. So with that said, I give it a 7.5. If you have any more questions about this palm, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to see more reviews like this. And I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys next time.